So I was recently in a training and a competition to be the next top speaker. And I shared a quick trailer of my video, and I made the top 200 out of 7,000 people who registered. I was a little mind blown, as my voice was always suppressed when I was growing up. And this was really something that I've been healing over the past few years. Like when I started my YouTube channel, I started it for really to practice using my voice, because I wasn't allowed to talk. I wasn't allowed to have feelings. My voice was always shut down. My energy was always dimmed. I was compromising on who I was just to satisfy the people around me. And so I really wanted to take this leap and go into this competition. And of course, the little voice inside me is like, tries to talk me out of it. And I did it anyways, and I made within the top 200. So I was a finalist in the competition. It was hosted by Kaylee Chu, and the founders of the Next Top Speaker are Kaylee Chu, Richmond Din, and Russell Brunson. And so it was pretty exciting, and it's amazing to see all the people who were putting themselves out there into this competition. The category, or the theme for season 6, was Into the Unknown. And I thought it was perfect and totally aligned for where I am right now and where I've been over the past few years, is really taking that time to step out into the unknown. And it all started when, well, I'll just let you watch the video. This is my speech, my finalized speech that I was putting into the competition. So I did a 3-minute trailer, but this is my full speech. So enjoy. Someone you trusted completely is telling a story about you right now, and you don't even know it yet. I know, because it happened to me. Raise your hand if you've ever trusted someone completely and found out later that that trust was being used against you. Keep your hand up if you doubted yourself after that, if you wondered how you missed it, and maybe you even questioned your own perception. You can put your hands down. What did that do to you? Not on the surface, but underneath it. For me, it changed everything. But not all at once. It happened slowly. The way I started questioning everything, and the way I stopped trusting my own voice. Until one day, I realized I no longer knew how to trust my internal guidance. Because the life I thought I was building was built on things that were not true. The people, the plans, the version of myself inside of it. And that wasn't the part that broke me. It was the moment I realized I no longer recognized myself. And I had no idea how to find my way back. Now, who can relate to that? When you lose that connection to yourself, and it doesn't just affect how you feel, it affects how you live. Here's what happens when you stay there. You don't fall apart. You adapt. You get really good at being fine. You know what I mean, right? That, yeah, I'm fine. You say so convincingly that even you start to believe it. You start shrinking your needs so no one feels burdened by you. You stay quiet because it feels safer than being misunderstood. And slowly, you start living more in your head than in your life. And it doesn't happen all at once. You don't speak up. You override what you feel. You choose peace on the outside rather than truth on the inside, until eventually you stop calling it pain and you start calling it who you are. Can I tell you what I've learned? There's a difference between choosing solitude and hiding because it feels safer than being seen. So let me ask you something. How long have you been shrinking yourself and calling it strength? Because here's what staying in that storm is actually costing you. It costs you your voice, your instincts, your identity, and eventually the relationships you actually want. And at some point, you have to ask yourself, am I going to keep living like this, or am I going to do something different? Because staying starts to feel heavier than the fear of the unknown. That's when I learned something. When a storm comes, most animals run from it. They end up stuck in it longer. But the buffalo, they do the opposite. They turn and they charge straight through it. Because of that, they get through it faster. I had to become the buffalo because I was facing the hardest question of my life. If I couldn't trust the people closest to me, how could I trust myself? That question could have kept me stuck, but instead, I went quiet. And not a defeated quiet, intentional quiet. I stopped reacting. I started observing. And then I made the most terrifying decision of my life. I packed up everything and I moved across the country with my son. I had no roadmap, no guarantee, no safety net, just one mother, one child, and the quietest, most terrifying kind of faith. The kind that moves before it's ready. And for a long time, people saw me a certain way. They thought I was trusting too easily, seeing the best in everyone. You know, that naive little girl. But what I was really doing, I was learning. I was paying attention and watching patterns. Paying attention to what people did, not just what they said. And that's when something shifted. I started to trust myself again. The naive little girl was actually a warrior the whole time. She just hadn't announced it yet. Hi, I am Holly. And I know what it takes to find your way back from that place. At the end of the day, people will always have their version of you. But the question is, do you trust yours? Here's what I know to be true. That storm that you're in right now, it's not breaking you. It is building you. And you have to make a choice. Not tomorrow, not when it feels more safe. When you have all the answers, you know? Now. The choice to observe instead of react. The choice to trust the one voice that has never lied to you. Your own. So the next time that fear tells you that you can't trust yourself, ask it this. What do I know is true right now? Because that question is how you find your way back. The storm is temporary. Your strength is not. And that warrior inside you, it's been there the whole time, just waiting for you to charge. Thank you.